Going back to our lead women, Sofia Gomez Villafan doing a fantastic job by herself. I don't know where that rider went that was in front of her a little bit ago. It just kind of disappeared. Kind of turning it over. It looks like her gears and everything's working pretty good. She's got the camel or the hydration pack on the back, and then the water bottles, trying to be able to stay hydrated. And when that rain was coming down, very easily could be forgotten about the importance of trying to be able to continue to drink to be able to get through such a long race like this. And so Sofia Gomez looking to be able to move up in the overall of the Lifetime Grand Prix Series if she can stay off the front. Last time I checked, though, in one of those checkpoints, it was about a 5-minute gap on Lauren de Crescenzo. But again, I'm not exactly sure how accurate that was and if Lauren de Crescenzo was with anyone, because that's going to be, I think, to me, that's the difference maker. As you can see, she turns on one of the worst sections of the course right now. This really muddy, boggy kind of type. And so this is where, just got to kind of keep it steady, try to be able to get through it and not crash. And you can see how difficult this is. This is great to be able to see.
Yes, this is phenomenal.
Look at that, she's sideways.
She is absolutely sideways. You're going to see some mud collecting on here. Maybe this puddle will actually do her some service. Remember, she is a mountain biker, a very accomplished mountain biker, and should be able to handle these kind of things. But you can tell the riders on the right all off walking their bikes. Sofia riding through this terrain. Earlier we saw the dirt bikes coming through here with the rider of that dirt bike with both feet out trying to get through this slick mud. This is a feat of bike handling here. Sofia light on the bars and trying to push through the pedals and maintain whatever sort of traction she can find and forward momentum. She's going to come right back into this.
I think our motorcycle is in the same situation, trying to be able to just find any kind of traction. But yes, definitely running out. I think if she gets up here a little bit more, she'll be able to get back on the bike. Ideally, that's what she wants to be able to do. But an incredible, a two-time national champion. She's from Argentina, 27 years old. And now, just with the difficulty of the course conditions, an Olympian having to walk. And you can see now this is the problem. Look at all the mud that's starting to cake up. And it's going to start kind of jamming into the areas, going to make it that much difficult for her to kind of get going and being able to keep, free momentum. Just keep it going.
That's right. I mean, the fact that she's having to walk this and that so many riders have been through this point already, it tends to make it harder to ride the more that have come through.
It gets sticky like peanut butter.
That's right. And in typical for Unbound Gravel, riders will carry a paint stick in their pocket so that when their wheels get caked up with mud that they can scrape it off. Back in the year that Yuri Hauswald, who was just on air with us, when he won, riders were ripping their derailleurs off, breaking chains, and their race was over, for some of them, 9 miles into the race. I can remember talking to Lynn Bassett, an incredibly accomplished rider. Her race was over in 9 miles because her bike couldn't handle this mud. But Sofia walking up to the top of this hill, now into a jog, and we'll see how her bike is working when she can get back on it. But obviously, if anyone could ride these conditions, it's Sofia.
Yeah, she's a mountain biker. I mean, she has great skills as mountain biking. The difficult part, the dangerous part for her is, which can happen very much, is you get your cleats totally gummed up and jammed up, and if you cannot clip back into your pedals, that's a huge problem. That's something you have to be able to get sorted out. As we go back to our lead men, Sofia Gomez Villafan now is going to click right on the side to be able to open up those cleats, and that's going to be the problem right now. But look how slippery this downhill is, and I don't want to say panic mode, but she knows she's in the lead. She knows she's being chased down and hunted. And so she wants to keep as much momentum as possible, and she's going to take a few risks. Like right now, she wants to stay on the bike to try to get down, and fingers crossed that she's able to make it. But this is a very tricky, muddy section of Unbound. I mean, this is crazy out here in the Flint Hills of Kansas.
Frankie, I'm on the edge of my seat and nervous for her. I mean, I've been in this situation. I would imagine that she's very politely telling these riders, hey, can I come on through, trying to take whatever she can. I mean, if you're rolling along, you're a lot faster than when you're walking. But you're right. Look, she still hasn't been able to clip in, and now we see her crash off onto the side. Frankie, this is slick. These conditions, this is not what the lead men were dealing with. This is incredibly slick. Not to mention the fact that she's got all the pressure on her shoulders leading this race. I'd imagine
And
she's incredibly frustrated right
well,
now.
I think also fatigue. Just some of you're making little small mistakes. It's not as easy for you to pick up the bike. It's not as easy to walk with your bike. Fatigue really starting to set in. You're hungry. You're thirsty. You've been out there for 8 hours. This is a long day, no matter how you cut it. And then you think you're going along pretty good. You've been having a great day, and you come into this, and you're like, what the heck?
Absolutely.
It kind of just throws the whole mindset and the rhythm off of trying to be able to get there. And so, luckily, a fantastic mountain biker really does, if it's going to suit into someone's skill set, it really is going to suit into Sofia Gomez Villafan. Whereas if you have Lauren De Crescenzo, she doesn't really have that mountain biking type of background. This could be even prove a little bit more difficult for her, but we're not really sure. Right now, we're just focused on our current leader. Who's going to be able to take that risk? Who's going to take that opportunity to try to attack and try to get away from the other ones? Alexei Vermeulen showed how strong he is at the Belgian Waffle Ride, going on a long solo breakaway to be able to win that, almost 50 miles by himself. As we go back to our lead women. Oh, just sorry, this
getting
is like
pushed all the way to the left side of the
yes.
road there by this.
That's where you start yelling priority.
Right, that's absolutely right. She handled that really well. Got to clean. Oh, and then she's back off to the side. This is difficult conditions for Sofia, and it remains to be. I haven't seen her try to clean out her cleats yet. I wonder if she's even able to clip in at this point. But really sloppy conditions out there, Frankie.
And this is where tire choice really is going to make a big difference also, because you have to remember some riders who are able to ride this maybe a little bit easier, have a little bit more of the knobbies to be able to get through this, but then they would have been slower on the earlier section of the course, which requires really fast rolling tires. Saw a lot of riders with, I don't want to say slicks. I mean, it has tread, but it's not like a mountain bike tire. It's not like a lot of knobbies. It just has some kind of cuts into it because they knew the roads were going to be pretty much, dry and fast. And so they flew through the first portion. And if you hit here with this muddy section, that's where those type of tires are going to give you a little bit more difficulty. So
on a very fast Garmin Unbound Gravel, we're getting some shots of one of the bridges going across a water crossing. This is one that you can cross because you got the bridge advantage here. And we heard it just the other day that the course was redirected around some of the low water crossing, but we couldn't avoid the mud completely. Sofia Gomez Villafan was battling with the muck out there, and you're getting a little bit of everything.